Something reflected? Hey, isn't there a mirror in the cell, sir? Indeed. That could be worth examining. What part of the video is strange? Okay, so switch back. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, that's really weird. Yeah, more the fact when it's playing and you try and move this, holy shit, it's so laggy. Could I just go frame by frame? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we needed him to turn around. No, maybe not. Oh, wait. I don't know if I can see anything. That's the only thing. We can see a hat. Oh. A reflection of this person can be seen in the mirror. Is that a cap on his head? Actually, it looks kinda like the caps the prison guards wear, sir. You don't think it was a guard who was attacked? Have you received a report of any guard being attacked by an animal? No, not that I've heard, sir. Then it was someone else wearing a guard's uniform. I see. I have evidence that shows what this cap is. It is... Wait. Stolen unit. Oh! Right. Things are getting interesting. There was no report of a guard being attacked by an animal. However, we did hear that a guard's uniform was stolen. Putting two and two together, I'd say this was a disguise. For the purpose of a prison escape. Disguised as a guard? That sounds like it could have been successful, sir. Huh? Speaking of prison escapes... Yeah. Indeed, that person certainly was successful. We were all under the impression that the person in this video was Knightley. But it's his cell after all. Why would it be anyone else? That line of logic no longer holds. Remember the tunnel under his bed? It's possible whoever used this tunnel is the one in the video. It seems it is time to answer that question. Just who is the person in this video? The person in this video is... Elbird? Oops. Wait, but... Maybe the bear wasn't attacking him. I'm not entirely sure. The person wearing the guard's uniform is... the escaped prisoner, J. Elbird. The probability is extremely high. His pet is a polar bear cub. But the bear here is black. We have evidence that can explain this matter. Ah, okay. The mud coat. The reason the polar bear is black is the rubber glove. Think back to Frank Sahit's testimony. That's the rubber glove I dropped. Where did the mud on this glove come from? Ah, that's the mud from my mud packs. At the time, I was practicing applying my mud packs. Could you tell me when this took place on the day of the incident? Since the animal show had started, let's say it was at around 9 AM. The mud packs turned the animals' bodies pitch black, and my heart was pure white. I was totally engrossed with covering the animals in mud. During the animal show, Mr. Sahit was applying mud packs to the animals. So then, amongst those animals was this polar bear. Yes. Overruled. Prosecutor Edgeworth, there's a huge contradiction in your argument. Security camera footage. Judge Courtney, you are quite right. Sahit used the mud packs during the animal show. Knowing this, a new contradiction in the video comes to light. A new contradiction? Okay, do you know when this footage was taken? It was after the mud packs were used. That would put it at around 9 AM. In that case, you should notice something strange about this video. Huh? What's strange about it? The strange thing that contradicts the time is that the time this video was taken is... the time. 6:42 AM. What do I present though? Just this? Boom. Oh yeah. The time site covered the polar bear in mud was around 9 AM. Which means this video should have been taken at 9 AM. However, the timestamp reads 6 AM. On that day, the prisoners went to the courtyard to watch the animal show. At this time, only 3 people remained behind. Dogen in the special cell, Sawyer in the workroom, applying his mud packs, and the one who put his escape plan in motion at that moment, J. Elbird. Elbird left the polar bear in Sawyer's care and entered the secret tunnel. However, the bear escaped from Sawyer and followed after its owner. Just as he was chasing after the escaped bear, Sawyer happened to witness the dog pulling the murder weapon out of the body. If Sawyer's testimony is correct, this video must have been taken at around 9 AM. However, the timestamp is off by 3 hours. Why would the timestamp be off like that? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to examine the security camera. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I asked all the guards and... It seems the camera's power was cut off for a moment, throwing off the timestamp. What? The camera is an old model, so if it loses power, the clock stops as well. In that case... that means the camera's power was cut for 3 hours. Security camera data updated in the organizer. Oh. While I'm at it, I've got some more information for you, sir. You heard that Knightley denied stealing the key, right? It seems nobody would believe the words of a criminal, but... Knightley testified. I was knocked out too. That may not necessarily be a lie. My. There you all are. Oh, it's her again. Making progress in your investigation? Can I be of any help? Actually, Warden Roland, there is something we must report to you. The escaped prisoner, J. Elbird, is most likely still inside the prison. He has disguised himself. Here is the proof. The person visible in this security video is Elbird. So perhaps he's still in this very building. Ah. Come to think of it, didn't Mr. Elbird have a bracelet like the other prisoners? The bracelet would have been concealed under the uniform sleeves. Moreover, the prison's main gate does not have a sensor to detect bracelets. All he would have to do is avoid any doors or sensors inside the prison. Well, that's right. So if he didn't enter the cells, or the workrooms, could one of you guys be J. Elbird? Rocky! Found him. Stop it, what are you doing? It would seem that Rocky has answered that question for us. No! Rocky, this is all your fault. The little guy loves you so much. It's enviable. Right then, seize him at once. Wait, there's something we must hear from this prisoner. It's necessary if we are to find the truth. I'd like permission to interrogate him. Understood. What do you want out of me? Elbird's escape route is linked to Knightley's cell. So it's highly likely he knows something about the crime. I'd like to ask you about the day the body was found. Oh god, his eyes. So creepy. When the body was found. So it was you guys. You were the ones who found my secret tunnel. It took me ages to dig that. The day the body was found was the day I had planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. But it was all covered in mud. I panicked and ran to my cell. Okay. Damn, if only you guys hadn't shown up. If only Knightley hadn't died. You say you dug the tunnel. What did you use to dig it? Oh, that. Just hammers and spoons. Stuff like that. I bought them from the supplier, but it was all for nothing. No need to lose your temper. There's always next time. On the day of the incident, it's possible that Elbert met Knightley while he was alive. I'll have to listen to his testimony carefully. Right, yes, we found your secret tunnel. Very well put together, if I do say so myself. Shut up, what's with the hold it, punk? You say you've dug... What's it to you? You know how long it took me to dig that? I had to beg the supplier for those tools. Day after day, I slaved away. Give me back my hard work. Give it back, you son of a... I can't get a word in edgewise. You can't go around discovering people's holes. Took me ages to dig that. So you dug that hole alone? You're damn right I did. Could a tunnel like that really be dug by one person? Wow, such a wasted effort. A kid like you wouldn't understand. Never rely on others, never let others see you. Those are the rules we live by in here. Well, as a great thief, I kinda see where you're coming from. Kay, don't agree with him. Ah no, I was just joking. Well, I wasn't. Damn, why'd it come to this? The day the body was found was the day I had planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. Oh, what am I doing? I'm just reading the bloody thing. Yeah, that's what I wanted to press. Jesus. Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier too? Yeah, that's right. Seems he got it by threatening a guard. That guy went and stole it from someone's locker. So, when you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard. No, to ensure that the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud, I carried them with me. Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out the cell doors was simple. And that's when Rocky ran up and jumped on me. That must be the moment the security camera captured. I see. Could you add that to your testimony? Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out the cell doors was simple. Is that because you have the keys? You say it was simple getting through the cell door. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? You probably said punk. Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How did you intend to unlock the cell door? J. Albert, you had the key to Knightley's cell. I ain't got nothing like that. That's it, it was open. It was already unlocked when I got there. Yeah, sure. Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why. At the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then. The plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. The video shows it. Yes, that was during the animal show, before Knightley's death was known. And the cell door was locked, because no one knew he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible. Haha! That means it can't be. It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is... J. Elbert. Oh! You were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you? the guard, and Knightley too, in order to steal the cell key. It wasn't me. I don't know any Knightley. After stealing the key, you return to your cell, as a precautionary measure. Then you wait for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant. That was just before Knightley's death became known, in other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. Don't screw with me. If you don't have evidence, I'll still win by decision. Besides, it was that Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right? I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell. I'm assuming the floor. In Knightley's cell there were traces of his blood, which had been wiped away. I believe this is more than enough proof that Knightley was attacked in his cell. You attacked those two people and stole the key, didn't you? Damn. Oh, Jesus. Damn. I never thought you'd find the bloodstain I wiped away with the newspaper. Why would you go through all the trouble of wiping the bloodstain? On the hands of Knightley... Wait. Oh, on the hands of Knightley and the guard there were obvious signs of a scuffle, you know? If the bloodstains were uncovered, they'd find out there was another attacker. If anyone looked around the bed, the tunnel I dug would be discovered. So you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt. But I'm afraid to say, your plan still ended in failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell. Oh, Jesus. What the... What happened? Oh, that looks so goofy. Oh, I liked it. That was great. Oh my goodness. No way. How could an amateur like you knock me out? Here, I got the keys right here. Knightley's cell key. Nice. Hold it. If you have that key, then that means... That's right, Judge Courtney. You reasoned that Knightley stole the key and used it to leave his cell. From there, he entered Mr. Key's cage and was moved to the workroom. However, the very foundation of that hypothesis has collapsed. How? I see. In that case, there was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel. Hey, are you suggesting... J. Elbert, you're under arrest, pal. But wait, I didn't do nothing. Sure, I knocked out those two guys, then I stole the keys. And after that I waited for the perfect time to enter the guy's cell. But the cell was empty then. There was no dead body either. And also, how could I have gotten into the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right? It's true, you only had the key to Knightley's cell. But... there's also Dogen's dog. What? It'd be possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom. I see. So you're saying there was an accomplice. The crime would have been possible if Elbert and Dogen were working together. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow Elbert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell. And then the dog must have carried it to the workroom. Yes, because all the animals can move freely in the prison. But that's not the case for the path between the detention center and the prison. The only one who could use that route was you, J. Elbert. What if there was another route that you didn't know about? There couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not? Yeah, seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up the corridor. What? You mean to say you didn't dig the entire tunnel? When I got to that cell, the tunnel was already there. There was a tunnel linking my cell to the well. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They've always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging. Ah. What was that hole doing there in the first place? Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug it in an attempt to escape. Or maybe the animals dug it. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well. That's highly doubtful. There's no water in that well anymore. It all dried up. Wait a minute. That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent? I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet, like candy. This scent. I believe we've come across it before. We know the scent from... has a sweet scent. Wait a minute. Was he dropped down the well? Knightley's body was giving off a sweet, candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track the scent, and that led us to discover the tunnel. By any chance, could this be the same scent as well, or as the well? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. That the scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel. Exactly, and J. Elbert, you were the only one who could have used the tunnel. Okay, I don't know why I assumed drop down the well. Be fairly pointless. Thank you, Mr. Elbert. I am very grateful to you. Also, it couldn't have been dropped down the well considering the animal show was going on. Yeah, I'm just talking shit. At last, the truth comes to light. Mr. Elbert, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To be an accomplice, I mean. Don't tell me even you suspect me too. Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion. Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different. Mr. Elbert was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley. Wait, what? What do you mean? Mr. Elbert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? It would seem Mr. Elbert did intend to strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation. Negotiation? For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. So Mr. Elbert stole them from the guard. On the other hand, for Mr. Elbert to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. And so, they negotiated. I didn't negotiate nothing. Oh, you still intend to deny it? I see. So in other words, we're back where we started. Mr. Elbert opened the cell door, and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Kay's cage. Cage, even. And then he was moved into the prison. I think you're just finding any sort of way of framing keys, for whatever reason. I suppose it's because they want to be right that he is the suspect. Of course, and then he was killed in the prison workroom. Weren't you listening? The scent of the body shows it, pardon me, must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention centre through the tunnel. Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. She also really likes to overrule. I do not claim that he wasn't moved through the tunnel. What? You don't? The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that does not mean it came from the detention centre. Oh, is she going to say that it was dropped down the well? What do you mean? That sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Ah, the well in the courtyard. Oh, so yeah, I was right. Mr. Keyes carried the cage not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. With my suggestion, but I still think that's a crock of shit. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard, and his body was dropped down the well. And then the body at the bottom of the well was moved to by Mr. Logan's dog. God, I can't stop yawning. Now, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard? The animal show. The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah! Oh. I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well? Judge Courtney. She's a tough opponent. Her flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions. Even though I still think they were crock of shit. Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom but to the courtyard. And Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. And this was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that. Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound, I'll admit that. However, let's say the body was dropped down the well. That didn't have to be done during the show, it could have happened at a different time. Rude! Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edgeworth, that is not possible. What? When the show started, Mr. Elbert was in the tunnel, on his way to the cell block. Mr. Elbert, at that time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel? Nope, nothing like that. So if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Elbert would have seen it. However, he has stated he did not see a body. So it is impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes. Really? Oh my god. Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do? If the body was moved through the well, that does put Mr. Keyes at a major disadvantage. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean there is evidence. I am obligated to recognise that fact. Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more? I give my approval, in the name of the Goddess of Law. Reinvestigating the courtyard. I fear this may be our final chance. Oh dear. Huh? What? Fire! Could be another prison break, pal. Should we evacuate? Everyone, please remain calm. This is just a signal for the evening meal. It's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised. It sure scared me. I'm terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your posts. J. Elbert, it's also time for you to return to your room. I got it. Let's go, Rocky. Warden Roland. We will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation. Isn't it time for you to go home as well, Mr. Edgeworth? It looks like we're out of time. Why don't you continue this another time? But the investigation. Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prisoner and all. So I'm afraid I can't let outsiders like you loiter around any longer. This is my decision as the warden of this prison. Looks like it can't be helped. The warden's word can't be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we will have to carry on our investigation another day. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge. And with that, I leave you. Well, things are getting interesting. Jesus. We're still no closer to finding out what the fuck happened. Which is surprising. Now, I think it's time you all left. Well, looks like we'll have to continue the investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well, and was carried to the workroom from Mr. Elbert's cell. This is Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that Mr. Keyes transported him, but was Mr. Keyes really the only one with a chance to move him? Mr. Edgeworth, let's do our best tomorrow. We have to save Simon, no matter what. Indeed, I agree. I must prove Mr. Key's innocence, without fail. Holy fuck! My throat! God, I need to take a break from just dialogue-heavy games. Valhalla, this... I think Valhalla did more of a number on my throat, though. Because there was a lot less points where I could actually take a breather. Oh god. Also, not really having a drink on hand to, like, soothe my throat. Not really helpful. Either way, yes. That is going to be the end of the session. Oh god. Wait, did I put that on state 1? Or state 0 even? Either way, that is going to be the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take care.